Angry Guy here, and today I have a special guest, guys. I think you guys are gonna love it. We have Soraya in the house. Say hi, Soraya.
Hey everyone, this is Suraya Brooks. How are you doing?
Go ahead.
Well, I'm actually so glad that we could make it finally happen. Angry Guy, he asked me to be a part of the show, and I honestly can't wait. And I cannot wait to talk to you guys and also about all of the topics that Angry Guy has prepared for us today.
Mm-hmm. Righty. Okay, so Soraya, before we get started, just tell everyone. Yeah, I mean, I've had you. I've covered like a million of your videos, but just give everyone a quick rundown. Who are you? Where are you from? How'd you get involved with the passport process? And then we'll just jump into all the subjects.
Yes, I would love to. Well, as you guys know, my name is Suraya Brooks. I am Turkish, but I do live in Germany. I always call myself the wife of a passport bro. My husband, he is from Philly, and we've been married for 15 years now. As of the moment, he's still in America because he's handling some personal business, and I'm still here in Germany. But I'm trying so hard for that man to come back because I just want him here so bad. And yeah, how did I get involved in all of these topics and the things that I talk about on my channel? Is basically I'm so sick and tired how women, especially in these modern Western countries, are speaking about men, especially Black American men. And I know that nobody is perfect, but at the end of the day, these women are a lot worse than men out there who are trying to do their best. And these women have nothing else better to do to tear them down anyway. Meanwhile, they don't have nothing to offer themselves. So I basically got kind of sick and tired of all of that. And I wanted to, talk about how I manage my relationship with my husband. Of course, things are not perfect, but if you are in a relationship and you just want everything to go your way instead of working things out with one another and trying to make the relationship work, it's not going to work. So it's not a one-way thing. And I was so sick and tired of hearing all of these negative things about Black American men. And on top of all of that, I always point out how much love women have over here in Germany, especially towards American Black guys. So if you haven't been to Germany yet, you are really sleeping under a rock. Germany is a hidden gem, and everybody who was here before will tell you, whether if they're military, whether if they play basketball or football, they all loved it here. That's all I'm gonna say.
So let me ask you this. There are some people who do say that, well, if you go to Germany, you're gonna, there's a lot of claims that there's still a lot of feminism in Germany. I mean, and it's like, I've dealt with German women, but I mean, America's horrible. I mean, what can men really expect in Germany? Is there feminism in Germany? Are they going to end up with that same toxic behavior? Do guys have to watch their backs in Germany?
I would say yes, there is a good portion of feminism over here as well. But here is the thing, and I always put an emphasis on the groups of women who are into American men. Yes, we will go to work, we make our money, we'll have our careers, but if we like Americans, we still be feminine. So all that feminism madness goes out the window. We don't care about everything that feminism is teaching these women. No. But you have women over here, let's say the average woman, yes, she's on that feminism BS, I'll call it, because she says, oh, it doesn't matter. I have what I have. It's basically the same type of mentality as in America, too, because you have to imagine whatever happens in America is spread into the whole world. And if you as a woman are not strong-minded, or rather weak-minded, you're going to fall for it, just like women in America. But like I said, those women over here who are like American guys, they don't deal with none of that. They have other things to do.
So if guys go over to Germany,
Mm.
are they in gen- is it gen- are they in generally going to basically kind of have the same experience like America, but there are just there are still feminine women over there, or are they going to find more peace in Germany than America?
Oh, they're most definitely going to find more peace over here than in America for sure. The moment they step off the plane, I will tell you this. But you have to know where you're going, especially if you're a Black American. You got to know where you're going. Not every city is, foreigner friendly. Let's put it like this. And then once you bump into women who like American guys, you got to imagine this is something that a lot of men don't believe me. These women will ask you out. These women will pay for your dinner. They will pick you up in their car, not to show you that they are stronger than you, that feminism BS. No, they're just being generous. They just want to show you their appreciation they have for you. So yes, they are feminine, and they will compete for you too. I've seen it.
What about white guys? So, you talk about black guys a lot. Can white guys succeed in Germany as well from Western society?
Yeah, for sure, most definitely. That too. But I'm always going to have to say the love for Black American guys is just, for whatever reason, stronger. I'm going to just be honest with you. But
Okay.
yes, I have actually two friends who are married to white American guys. So, yes, so it's not like it's totally hopeless for them.
Okay. So you came to the US a long time ago, like how long ago was that?
That was 2001.
Oh my God. Okay. And you came over to the US and you met your husband, right? And
Mhm.
I remember, like, just tell us a story.
How we met?
Yes. How I met
Yeah.
your mother. Let's go ahead.
How I met your mother? Well, basically, how I met my husband was we met through a mutual friend. I, of course, didn't know about my husband, and we were just chilling. And my husband, I didn't know him back then. Obviously, he was supposed to join us. And the moment I've seen him, I just kind of knew, okay, wow, this guy is everything that I've always imagined. Growing up as a Turk here in Germany, you don't have access to American men except for the videos that we have seen on MTV, right? So you're just sitting there and you're just like imagining to yourself, oh, I would love my husband to look like this, that, and the other. And then here he comes looking like everything that I've ever imagined. And I'm like, okay, good. I got to let this guy know that I like him, that I'm attracted to him, not being thirsty and anything like that, but giving him like small hints like, look, I like you, making sure I give him that attention, something that some women nowadays would never, ever do. Even when a woman nowadays is into a man, she doesn't even admit it. She rather turns a cold shoulder for whatever reason. I will never understand that. So yeah, basically we met through a mutual friend, and the moment he kind of realized that I'm interested, of course we kind of hit it. We kicked it from there. And yeah, we started dating. And since I was not from America and I had to, go back to Germany after a certain period of time, obviously, I knew that everything is going to have to come to an end, which I really didn't want to. So what happened was that we started dating, and we dated for like 2 years, but then I had to come back to Germany, which meant that I had to tell my traditional Turkish parents that there's a Black American average guy from Philly who's interested in me. I'm interested in him, and that we want to get married. Because my parents would have never accepted the fact that there was going to be some American guy coming here to Germany and we just live together. That's where the tradition comes in. We can't just live together. You're going to have to get married. But that was no problem for my boyfriend back then, because to be honest with you, when we talk about these topics now, he tells me, I knew that I wanted to marry you the moment that I met you because my energy was so different. I smiled at him. I was happy when I saw him. I made compliments, I paid for things when we went out on a dinner. Like I was never expecting him to pay for everything. I didn't even grow up like that. I never had my mom telling me, oh, that man has to pay everything for you and you make sure you bring nothing to the table. That crap that we hear a lot nowadays on the internet? It was nothing like that. My mom always told me, be humble, be classy, make sure you know how to cook, you know how to clean. Of course, my mom, my aunts, my grandmother taught me all of that. While my father is teaching me things, what to look for in a man. Make sure he doesn't have any problems like gambling, he doesn't drink, no drugs, all of that stuff. And he also tells me, still today, telling me things like, make sure you're classy, same things that my mom would tell me, and don't dress too revealing, make sure certain parts of your body are only exclusive to your husband. And let's look around on the internet, Angry. I mean, honestly, you see so many women exposing themselves like the whole world is their husband. It's crazy.
You know what's interesting about that point that you've just made, though? It's so crazy because, for example, clothing is a strange thing. You know, certain clothing that women wear, it makes them look, it's more, it creates more of a sexual persona, even if they were wearing nothing at all. And it's so sad that at this point, it's not even literally, it's not even like, just be more like, simply just be more of a lady, but like a woman walking around with her butt cheeks hanging out and showing everything off and like dressing these terrible outfits. They don't even look as attractive as if they were just wearing a nice summer dress. You know?
Exactly, exactly. I mean, last summer when I was in Philly, actually, that's exactly what I was wearing. It was hot as hell. You know, New York is warm as hell. And I was still wearing my summer dress that was going all the way down to my ankles, you know. And I would look around and I would see women walking around in underwear, where butt cheeks hanging out, titties, nipples hanging out, all of that. And I'm just, every store that I would walk into, I will never forget. I walked into this one store. I was looking for a bottle of water, and this guy walked up to me. He was like, "Where are you from?" Because the energy is different. Your appearance is different. The way you carry yourself is different. And people will notice that. You know, I'm not going to say that everybody is trashy in America. Absolutely not. I'm speaking of women and the way they dress, but unfortunately, the majority has no idea how trashy they look. It has nothing to do with being a woman. They look like hookers. And it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing because these women are young, still got a lot to learn. These women want respect, but they don't even have respect for themselves. So how could you have a man have respect for you when you look like a $5 hooker?
I want to ask you a question about this because you're a woman and about wearing a summer dress, right? So,
Hmm.
one of the arguments that people make, for example, I often watch this Desirable Truth, and you have a lot of these women in Florida walking around like practically naked. Sometimes, everything is showing. And the argument that the Sims are making is, oh, it's Florida. It's really, really hot. Is a summer dress hot?
Absolutely not. The summer dress is not hot. The summer dress can actually, it's very comfortable because it's long, but the cloth is thin. It's a summer dress. You're just not showing yourself to every freaking one, you know? And it's not
Mm.
even an excuse to be like, oh, it's so hot. No, you can still dress. And plus, America has ACs everywhere. There's no excuse.
What do you think about the Jim said, what do you think about the yoga pants thought uniform?
Yoga pants. Yeah, it's so funny that you are mentioning that. My husband and I, we walked into, it was like a fried chicken place. And we're in line, and here comes this woman. She's like my age, and she came in in a onesie that I would see a toddler in. You know, it was all tight from top to bottom. I think it was like a yoga pants type cloth as well. And her ass was humongous, but I'm sorry, am I allowed to say this on YouTube? And she had craters all over her butt, and it was showing through the pants. But if you was to look at her, she thought that she's this 10 out of 10 when she looked at like a nightmare. These women are overvaluing themselves, and the yoga pants thing is unbelievable. The slippers, unbelievable. The weave, they just fix the front, but they don't know how the back looks. The back, I have seen so many women with wigs and weaves where the back looked like it has never seen a washer in years.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's bad. I
Let
feel
me
bad for men in America who look for decent women. I swear to you.
So Raya, so you're not you're people have called you white, but Turkish women are not white, huh?
No, 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 no. We're not white. We're not white. I mean, obviously, I've been called a Karen, but I don't look like nothing like a Karen. I mean, I have long, dark hair. You know, I have olive skin. If I would let my eyebrows grow in the way they look, they would be totally thick. No, so we're not white people.
Okay, but you have had problems with black women in the past.
In the past, online, yes, and even back then, see, it's like this. It's so funny, Angry, because when my husband and I started dating back in the day, all of a sudden, women who didn't want to have anything to do with him in the beginning started showing interest in him. They even came to his door trying to beat me up for dating him. I didn't even know these women. You got to imagine, I will never forget this day. I was sitting there, I was eating Twizzlers because we didn't have them in Germany. I was so excited about Twizzlers. And this woman, she just came up to the door talking about, where is she? I didn't even know it was about me. So I'm just watching Jerry Springer, about to get my ass beat and have no idea. And it was only because I started dating my boyfriend then. And he said, what do you want? We've been stop talking to one another. But no, it was just because my husband, who's a Black American, started dating this white girl.
I'm curious about this. Why is it that there are so many Black women, and it's not just Black women, it's white women now doing it as well. Why are these women so furious about the men that they said they did not want dating women outside of outside of Western society? What is your belief on that?
They don't really don't want to accept the fact that there are women out there nowadays who would do things for their man, you know, cater to their man, respect their man, work with that man. Because these women in these modern Western countries, they want men to chase them, you know. But the more men you have who are getting married to women who are traditional, there are less men for these women to be chased by, and they're getting mad at that. The attention and the focus is being taken away from them, you know, and they don't want men to be treated right. They don't want that. They just want to be put on a pedestal. And like I said, I've been told so many times, why are you cooking for your man? He's a grown adult. Why are you packing his lunch? He can do it himself. But that's how I want to treat my man. You know, it's the small things that you don't want to do. I thought you don't want that man. So why are you coming at me for doing things that you didn't want to do in the first place? But they don't understand that.
For me, I think it's just, I honestly think it's really, really strange that, you know, we're even having to have that discussion that a woman doesn't want to cook for a man and cleaning, and these are just normal things. When I was growing up, and modern, it's like it's so strange now that how women associate this with like being something negative and you don't do. I mean, what the hell happened, Soraya?
I wish I could tell you. I don't know. Like I said in the beginning, they want everything. They want the men to do everything for them because they are being told that they are princesses, they are queens, and they have to have a man who does everything for them. They want to have a whole bunch of mates. They just want to spend money. Me, on the other hand, and women in my environment, it's a blessing for us, even having a full-time job and still having the strength and the energy to cook for our man, you know, to make appointments, phone calls, take our man places if he can, you know. These are things that are supposed, we need to work together. How is this relationship to function, or how is the man supposed to function in the outside world when you cannot give him what he needs within your own four walls?
Let me ask you this, because I found, you know, there was this video I saw on, you know, this woman posted a video, and there's a lot of these fake creators here, and she basically put something like it's a woman's job or her obligation to be physically intimate with her man. But when you look at it like that, you realize that these women, you know, that are like joining this whole tradcon movement, if you say that it's her obligation, then in reality she doesn't actually like being with that man, you know. And it's like, you are actually attracted to your husband physically, right? But a lot of women in Western society, that, you know, they're doing the whole tradcon thing, but they're not actually attracted to these men. When a man goes overseas, though, like to Germany, these women are physically attracted to these men. They actually want to be with these men, right?
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. Because, you know, it's I just don't understand what women in America don't get. Honestly, don't get. How could you be with someone who you are not physically attracted to? So yes, women over here who are into Americans, of course, they are physically attracted to those men. So they don't just look into your wallet and see if you have the money to maintain and upgrade their lifestyle. No, we're physically attracted to those men.
Let me put on a little bit of this. Let me see if I can find this video. I want to put on a little bit of a video where it's this woman basically says women need to date for money. We'll go ahead and play some of it, and then I want you to just listen to it and then do a little and then respond to it a bit. But I'll try to not play too much, but let's go ahead and jump in.
Hey guys, it's me Alexis, and today we're doing a video on how I am dating for money. I didn't have much time to plan for this, so the information is kind of spread out all over the place. You're just gonna have to bear with me. Watch this full entire video before making your opinion. I also want to say that my videos are 100% geared towards women. If you're a man and wanting to comment, respectfully, it's just not the place. And I mean this in no bad way, but men sometimes do not know what they want. I've based my research on literally years of studying psychology, biology, the male and female brain, science of attraction, traditional relationships, so much stuff. Okay, so my first point is that our brains are very confused on what we want. Like I was just explaining how the men don't really know how they will fall in love. Women are the same. Our brains are completely wired differently, and we're getting confused. What the female wants, we want to be gifted and spoiled and loved and cared for and feel safe. And so we feel like if we can do that for the man, that will make him fall in love, but that is not true. And so what women do, we start spoiling him to try and show him that that's what we want. That is not how it works. So when you are giving to a man and just showing him that you're gonna work for him and all of this stuff, it is only attracting unhealthy men, or it will completely repel your masculine man. It's a very big turnoff for men to be babied, and I see this a lot for some reason, where the girl tries to be like a mother and just so nurturing. When you're just dating, when you're just trying to see if there's a connection, there's no need to be mothering a man. They want to feel needed. They want to feel like your hero. So immediately, if a man is asking for a transactional relationship, and what I mean by that is, I will pay for this if you give me this. Sometimes when they ask you for intimacy and stuff like that, just know he does not love you. So all of this stuff in this video about men loving to provide and wanting to be your protector, this applies to healthy, good mindset men. There are lots of unhealthy men that we see all over the place. You need to have your own discernment and know what to look out for. Now, if you follow me and subscribe, I will help you on this journey. There's just so many videos that
So this is, you know what? I'm not going to give my opinion. I am going to let you tell me what you think. I'm not going to jump in. I'm going to let you go first. So,
Right.
what do you think of this very toxic? There I go. Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to start off with the last sentence she said. She said, you know, if a woman does that, that's just going to attract a lot of unhealthy men. Here's the thing about it. There are more unhealthy women than unhealthy men. So when you are dating as a man and you meet unhealthy women who don't want to show that they are wifey and girlfriend material, what is that man supposed to do besides just, you know, clapping your cheeks, let's say, and then just move on? You know, these women have the wrong type of mindset. You know, I mean, she mentioned something. You have to gift me. You have to show me that you love me. And I would love to ask her, why is a man supposed to do that? Why is a man supposed to gift or buy gifts for a woman he barely knows? Women don't even want to pay for a date that they go on with a man. So why do they expect all of these things from men? She's totally, I would say she's way too young to make any statements like this. She is trying to give some advice. I understand that, but I believe that the best advice comes from people who have experienced this, you know. I'm gonna tell you one thing. The moment I started dating my boyfriend back then, now husband, I was cooking for him. I was cleaning his space, not because he's dirty or anything like that. I just wanted to show him that I am girlfriend material, probably better than anything else that he has met before. You know, it wasn't really hard to do that because obviously the women he was dealing with before wasn't doing anything because of the mindset that this young lady in the video just described.
Now, she said that a man does not want a woman to do these things for him, and a man, basically what she described, like her mentality, her behavior, her thought process, I call that masculine energy. A woman who is feminine wants to cook for her man, wants to clean for her man, wants to take care of her man, wants him to be okay. She basically says that's not those are things that a man does not want, and a masculine man wants a woman who basically allows him to do essentially everything for her. And I mean, what do you think about this really toxic masculine energy coming from these women?
Well, it's going to keep them single. They're just going to stay single if they have this type of mindset, and also if they practice what they are preaching. I'm going to tell you one thing. If you are a real woman, you're attracted to your man, and you love the relationship, there is nothing better on the world than making sure that your man comes home to a cooked meal, to a clean space, and to a made bed. And you would even prepare his shower. Like, you know what? Here's your soap. Here is your towel. Here are your boxers and a new pair of socks. Those are things that I'm doing for my husband. Not because I think that, it's just what I love doing. a lot of more, like so many more women need to do these things, you know, especially those women who sit at home where the man is working, paying all of the bills. My husband and I, it's 50-50. I go to work too, you know, but besides going to work, having a full-time job, I still do all of these things around the household. You know, my husband never once in his life has taken the broom or wiped the floors or cleaned the bathrooms, nothing. It wouldn't even look right to me. That is what I do.
How do you think having a father in your life has affected, the way that you treat men and think about men?
I'm gonna tell you like this: having a father, a traditional family, and a father in the household. That's how you learn how to cater to a man, because you
Mm.
see the roles in a relationship. My mother, grandmother, and my aunties and my female cousins were always the ones coming home from work, cooking, cleaning, and men came home from work too. Yes, you could be like, okay, equal rights because the woman is working too and the man is working as well. No, the woman, that's just the tradition that I come from, has to do more. She has to cook, she has to clean, she has to prepare the dinner table. And we would all sit together by the dinner table and eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you know. And it's important to have a father because he's the authority figure, meaning you will know how to deal with masculine energy in your household. When my father raises one eyebrow today, my sister and I know what the deal is. We sit down and we be quiet. We don't say nothing. You know, it's that masculine energy. The father being the authoritative figure, you know how to have respect, you know. And a lot of women don't learn these things. See, we've been taught these things as we were growing up. But when you are just running around wild, no father, and a mother who's so single and independent and masculine, you're never going to learn how to be feminine. That's why you have all these women out here with this masculine energy.
Something, and I'm just going to ask you this because you went there in one of your videos, so I don't feel bad going there. As a man, when we are growing up and we learn about hygiene, it's usually our mothers, not our fathers, who teach us how to take care of ourselves, how to wash ourselves, how to clean ourselves up. And yet, women in America have really bad hygiene compared to foreign women. I know this for a fact because I've lived overseas. And I don't care. Even the poorest foreign woman, in many cases, knows how knows how to take care of herself compared to a Western woman. I was once sitting with this woman, and I smelled this just amazing scent coming from her, and I'm
Right.
like, "What is that smell?" And she just looks at me and goes, "Soap."
Well,
And I was literally blown away by that. I mean,
mhm.
why do you think American Western women have, and I don't know if you've noticed it, just bad hygiene compared to women just to foreign women?
Being lazy and focusing on the wrong things. I've noticed, and I've been inside of a lot of houses in America where women were also, and I have seen no dirtier places like I have seen in America. Unbelievable. And that's not just me saying. My Turkish friends who have family members and friends in New York, for instance, they go to their friends' houses and they, take them to other people's houses and the house is dirty as hell. They are focusing on the wrong things. A lot of women, they look nice on the outside. Their hair is done, their nails is done, they have their expensive purses, but the crib looks like crap. And they never been taught how to clean a space. They don't even know how to clean. They don't know how to cook, you know. And nowadays, especially, these women would be online on Instagram, liking the content creators who are showing them how to clean, but they would not once get up and clean their own place.
Okay, well,
Sometimes I'm looking at videos online and I'm looking at the background and it's dirty as hell. And these
okay,
women post themselves.
okay, Soraya, but why is it that they don't know how to wash properly? Also,
That's a good question. I couldn't tell you because I have no idea. Obviously, nobody ever told them. Like I said, focusing on all the wrong things.
I mean, if you have a mother, though, is it? Do you think it's lazy? Is it laziness, or is it? I mean, like you said, they look good on the outside, but it's just not there. It's just not there. And I've just wondered, how is it that these women, it was like, once you deal with a woman overseas, like the Filipinas, for example, or not just the Filipinas, even like women, Hispanic women and women in East Asia, it's just a big difference in the way that they take care of themselves, their hygiene, compared
Mhm.
to American women who they'll wear the same underwear like 2 days in a row.
Wow, that's disgusting. To be honest with you, angry, I couldn't tell you, but I believe it also has something to do with tradition. You know, let's take Muslims, for instance, Islam. They wash themselves 5 times a day just because of the simple fact that they are praying 5 times a day and they have to be clean for their prayer. You know, it starts there. It all has something to do with tradition. And I have realized that a lot of people in America, they don't even know their tradition. They don't have anything they follow, nothing that's important to them, nothing they go by every single day. They are totally lost. I feel like so many people in America are just lost. And it starts with their hygiene.
It does. It really, really does. Something that I've been constantly saying, regarding relationships. For example, a lot of men are not marrying anymore. They like to criticize the passport kings, and women like to go after these men and say that they're going overseas to do bad things. When in reality, a lot of these guys are just going overseas looking for wives and to actually, find someone who wants to be with them. What I find interesting about this is, these men, if you're able, and you've said this in your videos, if you're able to get on a plane and go overseas and do these things, you have to have some money in your pocket. You actually have to be able to survive. These guys are leaving the country, and many of them are not coming back. So these guys have that survival value, and these are men who actually want to get married. Right now in the United States, on average, 98% of men are not getting married right now. Like 98% of men are just not getting married. And I've said this many times, that women will no longer have access to these men, because the men who want to actually get married, they're picking up and leaving. What do you think about that?
I totally agree with that. And it's true. It's true because I see it here. There are so many American guys here who come here, let's say it's because of military or whatever reason, and they don't leave. They don't even want to go back to America because they see how feminine these women are. And I'm gonna tell you one thing, my husband knew right away that he wanted to marry me. It doesn't take a year or two for a man to figure that he wants to marry a woman. A man will know right away, which is the reason why a lot of men in America, they don't want to get married, because they see that these women are just not fit to be girlfriends, fiancés, or even wives. Who wants to have a wife at home who's not feminine enough to take care of the man? That man doesn't know if that woman is going to take care of the children, So men are realizing that there are way more feminine women outside of the US. That's why a lot of them are just making sure they get their stuff together, they grab their passport, they save their money, and then they leave. As they should, because life is short. Why would they stay in America and have to deal with these masculine women? Why would they want to have a headache every single day? Now, how many men you think are coming home every day to a woman that they don't even want to be around because she's just nasty?
Now, what about, the world is changing and a lot of men no longer trust the institution of marriage. So, I mean, what options are there for men who want to be in a relationship? They may even want to have children, but they do not want to get married or sign a marriage certificate. Is that something they can still have in Germany? Are there women who will accept a man who is not going to get married today? Or is that something that is like, women are just like, no?
Well, it depends on the woman, to be honest with you. But the majority of women would want to get married. But there are also a good portion of women who just, are like, okay, let's live together. Let's just be boyfriend and girlfriend for the rest of our lives. It changes from people, like where they come from. Like in the Turkish society, that's unheard of. You have to get married. See, and in Germany, there are a lot of people from all over the world. So let's say the Russians, the Polish, and the Asians, for instance, you would have to get married. They're very, very traditional. But there are German ladies out here who they really don't care about it. So you wouldn't have to get married. So the man could really choose. Does he want to get married, or does he want to rather be with a woman over here who's cool with not getting married?
So it just really varies. So I mean, there's a man can basically go over to Germany. He can find someone who basically is interested in him and will basically go along with what he's looking for.
Absolutely.
You said that women overseas will compete for men. Talk more about that.
Well, the most dramatic thing that I have witnessed so far is 2 grown-ass women literally almost getting into a physical fight over an American guy. It's like this. When you are an American and you come over here, you have to be, or you have to make sure you either deal with one woman or you make sure that the other women don't find out about each other because they will fight for you. You know, even I have to compete over here for my husband sometimes. You know, I gotta let chicks know, like, girl, he's my man, you know? And well, what can I tell you about this? It's like this. You have, let's say, a club. I'm gonna talk about a club. You have 50 women in there who are into American guys, and you have 5 American guys who walk into that club. Those 50 women will make sure they will compete for those men. And those men will notice right away. Like every American that I know who stepped into these establishments where women are looking for American guys, they couldn't believe it. These women would approach them, buy them drinks, start conversations, do things that American men in America have never experienced when it comes to being or dealing with women, you know, because they know that the selection of American guys over here is very, very limited. So when they actually do spot one, game is on. Friends become enemies. That's how bad it gets.
Let me ask you a question regarding the simps, because a lot of simps are now beginning to go overseas. They're, following the passport kings. They're seeing that these men are having success, and they're going overseas now. And there's a lot of guys who are worried that the simps are going to eventually ruin things for men who are men overseas, because these are men who have no chill. Do you think that's a serious threat to to what's happening here? Like, these guys are going over there and the women are going to change and basically end up becoming like Western women?
No, absolutely not. They wouldn't have to worry about that at all. Not at all. Absolutely not. They wouldn't have to worry about that. Yeah, you got your Sims over here as well. But like I said, it's not as bad as in America, for instance. And for two, I always have to put an emphasis, as I said in the beginning, on women who are into Americans. You know, they don't care about anything else except for guys from the States. And like I said, men who experienced it being here would tell you. There are so many comments under my videos sometimes, especially where I'm talking about women over here being so attracted to American guys. There are so many men saying, this is true. I've experienced it. My best years was in Germany. You know, this is not just me saying it. The comments are verifying and backing up what I'm saying.
You said something interesting in one of your videos about the system over there, and men being able to, if they need to help us get established in the country, they can actually go over to Germany. And of course, there's going to be a process, but Germany will actually help support these men in ways that Western society does not support men. America doesn't support men. Can you talk more about that?
Well, it all depends on what type of intention you are coming here. Of course, if you're coming here and let's say you don't have work and none of that, if the government figures that you are going to be a liability to them, then of course they're probably not going to help men or even women, right? But when you come here and you have education, they would help you even to find a job. Let's say you want to establish yourself over here. Of course, like you said, it's a process, steps and preconditions and criteria you have to fulfill for the government. But at the end of the day, you would not be stranded. They would pay for your language school so you can pass several tests and actually start working here. But the thing about it is Americans, as of right now, they don't even need any visa. Like if you was to come here, you could just stay up to 90 days and just look around and figure, is this even something for me or not?
How hard is it for an American to stay in the country beyond 90 days? And I mean, just to start living in the country outright.
Say it again, your service was gone.
Oh, are you hearing me now?
Yeah.
How hard is it for an American to get established in the country? So they come for the 90 days. They're like, okay, cool. I want to stay in Germany. Like, how difficult is it for you to get a visa and to remain in the country for an indefinite period of time? Like, I mean, did your husband struggle with that? What's that like?
In the beginning, since we were not married right away, it is kind of a struggle. See, but it's been a couple of years back now. Things have changed, right? But my husband most definitely needed somebody that sponsors him because he wasn't working. He didn't have a work permit yet. All that was a process. But like I said, if you are coming over here for 90 days, you couldn't just stay here, right? You would have to go back and then contact the government officials and basically tell them the reason why you want to come here and stay here. And the best way would be if you are able to find a job here, you know, so you can get your work permit, your insurance, like your health insurance and everything, and actually your visa that allows you to stay here.
Mm. So you have some haters in the chat. You know, there are people who think that will automatically say that you are a chameleon. Do you know what that is,
What?
right?
What?
Chameleon.
What's that?
Basically, chameleon is like you're pretending to be something that you're not. So, like they'll say, like, "Oh, this is a chameleon." They're not actually genuine. They're basically just here trying to trick men, trying to use the community for their own benefit, stuff like that.
How is that? I would love for that person to elaborate a little bit more. Where is this person?
You just took my breath away. You really are confrontational.
No,
Oh
it's
God.
not confrontational, but I just have a problem with people just, you know, saying something without saying something. You know, it's easy for you to sit here and write something into the comment section like, what are you talking about? Like, what's going on?
Okay, so Shakes Shakaman, he says that this woman is lying.
You okay?
She is a lying chameleon.
How? I mean, of course, you're always going to have people who are saying that I'm a chameleon. My hair is probably not real. You know, I probably don't even exist. I'm probably not even married. Yeah, you have all rights to say that, no problem. But I really don't care what these people say, to be honest with you. I know what I know. I see what I see. And haters are always going to be there. So salute to you, Sheikh Shakaman.
Dude, you
Kim
that
Kardashian followers, see, exactly. You know, they look at a woman like myself and that's all they come up with. Angry, honestly, I don't have time for people like that. So
uh you made me lose my thought. Oh gosh. But no, I absolutely understand what you're saying. And it's I guess it's hard when you come into this community. Yeah, I mean there are a lot of you obviously have a lot of detractors when it oh, I remember now. Mr. Pookie Man.
yes,
Soraya, why did you like I know that had to have hurt him to his soul. Where did that come from?
I have no idea, to be honest with you. I have no idea. Sometimes I'm saying things online and then I just watch my video and I'm like, oh my God, girl, you should have just been quiet. Sometimes keep your mouth shut. But I guess it was just as of the moment. I don't even know how or why I said that, to be honest.
Mm. You know, a lot of the there's a lot of people who probably like you said, you know, they're seeing the fact that you have a black American, and there's obviously going to be jealousy. Do you find that you also receive, you know, just like you had that, you know, that Mr. Pookie Man anger with you, do you get a lot of anger from men as well as women?
Absolutely not. You know, it's most of the time, 99% of the time, it's love from men, you know,
Mhm.
love like in a respectful way. Women, they kind of raise an eyebrow or two because of the things that I say, but they send me a lot of hate. You know, my Instagram channel, my previous Instagram channel has gotten deleted. And but I was receiving death threats, I was receiving hate messages. You know, women were actually sending my husband nude pictures of themselves
What?
just to, I don't know. Yes, unbelievable. You know, I used to, you know, post pictures and videos of me and my husband and then tag his account, you know, and that's how women figure out who he was. Go to his account and send him videos and pictures. But he told me, and I'm like, you know what, just leave these women alone, you know, trying to chat with him, you know, sending him messages. I mean, we all know what they are trying to do. Plus, we've been married for so many years. Like, my husband, he doesn't even pay women like that any mind, but that's how far women would take it.
Where are these women from? Like what
America.
country? What?
America. They're all from America. And unfortunately, the most hate that I would get would be from Black American women.
So these are the women that did not want these men, and
Mhm.
just because they see that he's with you, they immediately go ballistic and go on and just start doing this type of stuff.
Yes.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Yeah. Unbelievable. So, unfortunately, there's more hate coming from women than from men.
Mm.
But you know, when you're out here in this sphere and you make content and you say things, you know, that would make you look like a pick me, even though I've been picked. I don't even know where that comes from. But that's just something that you have to expect. You know, you cannot sit in front of the camera and say the things that we are saying and then just expect people to be like, yeah, you're my hero. That's not going to work. And it's cool though. It's okay.
Do you ever get stressed out from the people who are attacking? No?
Absolutely not. I don't know those people. They don't know me. So why would I allow them to piss me off? Who are these people? You know,
Absolutely.
I've learned that a long time ago. I would never let a person piss me off. Like, no, my energy is way too sacred for that. I'm not going to go to bed mad over Shakes Shackerman's comment. No, I don't know him or her or it. I don't know.
Bro, it. Oh my God. And just like, how do I do this? Let me see here. Shakes. Yeah, it's definitely a troll. Bannon. All right, so goodbye, Shakes. Goodbye. He's gone. But I mean, in this community, I think that, what do you think? By the way, are you familiar with MGTOW? I just use the word. It's like you're not even supposed to like use the word anymore. Like they'll literally demonetize the video just for mentioning them. But are you familiar with these guys?
No.
You've never heard of the men going their own way?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm surprised. So yeah, they're basically a community of men who have chosen not to date, not to marry, not to have children, and yeah, I'm surprised you've never heard of them. But I guess you'll definitely hear of them the longer you spend in this community. I was one of the people who helped to establish the community almost 10 years ago. Although I'm not a part of that anymore. Walked away from that. But what do you think about guys who have decided to swear off women entirely?
Well, it's their personal choice. I mean, I hear more and more men saying that they don't have no intentions in getting married anymore because of things that they are seeing happening, as far as women are getting married just to take half of what the man has. So I kind of understand if men are like, you know what, I'm not going to get married. I'd rather have my fun, deal with women, make my money, and just live like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I kind of understand, but it's the women's fault, to be honest with you. So if you are a man and you got yourself established, but you're only surrounded by trash ass women, I wouldn't want to marry one of them either.
What do you think is the best advice you can give to guys who, they're afraid of dipping their feet back into the dating sphere? Because I mean, American women have really done a lot of damage. Women in Western society have done a lot of damage on the psyche of men, where a lot of men no longer trust women. How can men begin to dip their feet back in and feel safe doing this? And what can you tell them to maybe help them to feel safer going about this, knowing that they're not going to have to worry about the same things, the same risk that they would see with a woman in Western society?
Well, they should most definitely test these women, test them as far as what happens if you don't act like the woman is the most important thing in your life. Women like to be put on a pedestal, even women over here sometimes. I'm gonna just be very honest with you. But you as a man, you have to show that woman who really the man is, because if you don't set the rules right from the beginning, that woman is never gonna have respect for you. So it's not like everything goes the way the woman wants it to go, Be confident, make sure you can say no, don't be a simp for sure. And if you are having any type of doubts about a woman, don't let anything slide. If you don't like her outfit, let her know. If you feel like she's revealing too much skin, let her know. You as a man have to know who you are, what you stand for, what you're looking for. Be confident in these things so you can attract the right woman. Because if you have a woman by your side, or if you're attracted to a woman who knows that she just got you like this because she looks good and all of that, that woman is going to play you. So you may really want to look for a woman who may not be a 10 out of a 10, but who may have qualities that these baddies don't have, because most of the time it's a little less attractive women who have the qualities that men are looking for.
What kind of services do you offer to men?
What kind of services? Well, my clients basically are in America, and I offer consultations, personalized consultations on what locations and what cities they could go to if they want to come over here to Germany, because Germany is a very big country and you can easily end up somewhere where you don't want to be. Let's say Berlin, for instance. Berlin is the capital of Germany, but it's too big. It would be too overwhelming for somebody to come here, especially if they're by themselves. So what I do is I send my clients a couple of questions about themselves so I can basically do my research. And based on that information they give me, I can tell them, go to this place, go to this city, make sure you come in the summertime, August, July, September, whatsoever. And, watch out for this, do this, and don't do that. You know what I mean? Because when I sit on the internet and I talk about these topics, telling men that Germany is a great place, I want to make sure that these guys are safe wherever they are going. I would never want anyone to come here and then experience something that they were not prepared for, which could happen if you end up in the wrong city.
Is it dangerous in Germany?
I mean, it's not as dangerous as in America, but as I said, let's say you end up somewhere in East Germany, yes, it can become dangerous because East Germany still has like some racism issues going on. That's why I, rather don't focus on East Germany. And I'd rather focus on West Germany or even North Germany and South Germany, obviously, too. But South Germany is kind of on the expensive side and people are a little stuck up. That's why I'd rather focus on the other parts of Germany.
Okay. I am curious about something. So you are, you grew up in Germany, you can speak German, but Soraya, you have an English accent. I don't know if it's a Philly accent or what. Where does that come from? How is your English like this?
Well, for one, I always had a thing for the English language, and you have to know that being in school over here, English, we learned this in school, but we learned that Oxford English, that British English, we learned, I think I was 10 years old when I started speaking English, obviously, but my accent came from me actually living in Philadelphia. I was in America for 2 years, and that's when I really picked up that American accent. And of course, obviously, speaking to my husband every single day, creating this content, helps me to keep my accent. So this is not something that I'm trying so hard to have. I just adapted it.
That's pretty amazing to pick up that accent in just 2 years, though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I always had a thing for languages, but it's so funny because sometimes I speak to my, let's say I speak to my husband on the phone, but I'm with my mom and I switch like this, I speak to my husband, then I answer my mom in Turkish, and then I go back to English. And that's every time my husband hears that, he's just cracking up. He's just like, how quick are you switching languages, But it's just in me. And I think if somebody has like a talent for learning big languages, you're just going to pick that up and just go for it.
How many languages do you speak?
As of the moment, I speak 3 languages. German, obviously, English, and Turkish. I used to speak 5 languages, though. I still speak Spanish here and there, but French, I kind of got lost with French. So it used to be 5 languages.
How can you speak Spanish? No. How would you know Spanish, Soraya?
From school. We all learned it in school.
And you actually, all right, so for example, in America, we learn Spanish, but we don't actually remember Spanish. So you actually learned it in school and you're actually able to use it.
Yes.
So if you were to go to Spain or Mexico or Uruguay, you can speak to the natives, no problem.
I would have to practice. Like I said, it's not really that fluent anymore. I most definitely have to practice, but of course, yes. And it's still in the back of my mind. Like we have I have a coworker at my job, and she's actually from Spain. And I make sure I speak to her so I can just pick that up again. I just love the language. But if you don't use it on the regular, you're going to forget how to speak, right? So yeah, I would have to practice, but I'll most definitely manage.
Let me see here. What do you think about like what's happening over in America with the inflation? Is that something that's happening in Germany?
It is, but not as bad as in America. I mean, I remember when I came to America, I was at the CVS. You know about the CVS? Do you have it in New York?
CVS.
Yeah.
I'm not, of course, yeah, I know CVS.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I just don't know if that's a whole America thing or just a Philly thing. I was so shocked at the prices. I literally lost my voice. I couldn't believe it. Like I was supposed to buy like a thing of deodorant and it cost like $9 and it was tiny. When I pay like $1.59 for it over here in Germany. So yes, we have inflation over here, but it's nothing compared to what's going on in America. No. Like when I go food shopping, when I do my weekly shopping, I spend like maybe 60 euros, which is about $60. But I know that's impossible in America.
We have, like, right now in America, we literally have the $18 Big Mac. I mean, what's fast food like in Germany? Like, is it still affordable?
Yes, most definitely. It's affordable. But we really don't have that many fast food locations over here. You have to imagine. Um, we don't even have like a quarter pounder burger. And if you was to come to here to Germany and you would order a large portion of fries, you would be like, okay, where's the rest of the portion? Because it's just so small. Everything is so much smaller, obviously, including the people, you know.
Wow.
But yeah, like they're very fit over here. Of course, you have some people who are, obese here, but it's not like in America. It's nothing compared to America. Yes, the fast food is affordable, and we only have McDonald's and Burger King. So you don't have a whole crazy chain of fast food places where you can just, eat till you drop.
Okay, so we're almost at the 1 hour. We're almost at the 1 hour mark, guys. If you have any questions for Soraya or you want to check out her channel, there's a link in the description so you can go find Soraya. Find her channel, check out her content, and also check out her. Hit her up if you want to go to Germany, learn about her consulting services, and hopefully we can get her back on future streams. But it was incredible to have you on, Soraya.
Thank you so much for giving me the chance, the opportunity. I was actually so happy when I read from you because I remember we were, chatting back and forth before, but this is a couple of months back. And I was kind of wondering, like, is Angry ever going to contact me? So thank you so much for making this happen. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm also so happy for being a part of your show.
Thank you so much. Guys, you know what to do. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWAM and walking away. And cheers.